What's up, guys, and welcome to this training video where today we're going to be discussing how to close for contact information. And in this video today, I want to be going over why and how you should be building up your list to expand and improve your social circle. So let's get into it. Now, first thing I want to go over is the mindset. All right, so the mindset behind why we're closing for contact information is pretty straightforward and simple. So you want to be trying to close contact information on pretty much every social interaction that you get into. Now, the reason why is because without closing for contact information, you're just socializing for the sake of socializing. It's all for nothing. So I used to be that guy that would go out and was just the openers guy and the conversation guy and the social guy and would meet a bunch of people and get a bunch of names, but I would never actually get anybody's information. I'd never actually be able to get somebody's contact info. So the reason that we need to be doing this, the reason that you want to do that is because we're going to be building up a list of people that you can invite out and create value arbitrage with. Without that ability to follow up with them, it's all for nothing. So you want to start looking at your socialization success with the closing percentage as your metric for success. So stop trying to worry about how interactions are going as much as how often are you actually closing for contact info, because what's most important is what we're going to be doing afterwards. So you should be closing people as long as you got past the open. If you got past the open and were able to have at least a small interaction, those are times that you should be closing. You should really be honestly closing almost everybody that you get into any conversation with. So let's just go into the techniques and let's go into specifically how we're going to do this. So technique number one is going to be what I call creating the seed. All right. So in a nutshell, contact closing is all about people possibly joining you for an already agreed upon activity in the future. So that's what justifies the exchange of your contact information. Now, you can just go out and have a conversation and get somebody's phone number, get somebody's Instagram, but it's not nearly as powerful because there's no premise behind it. And a lot of the time, that's when you get met with resistance. So that's when you hear things like, oh, I don't give out my number, or let's just stay in touch on Instagram. Whatever the case might be, it's typically because there really wasn't a very strong reason for you guys to do a number exchange in the first place. So before even opening, guys, what you need to do before you even go out, before you're even socializing, you need to know what this activity ahead of time is going to be. So that's why having one of the 4 event types on the horizon at all times is key. The better that the already in your mind, the seed that you're creating is in the future, the better the activity it is, the smoother the close. So think about it. Have you ever gone out and have you ever had the next day had something that you were already going to go do? Like whether it was like a party or whether it was this really cool thing or maybe something you were doing later on in the day, anybody that you knew or anybody that you were talking to that you didn't know earlier on, it was really easy for you to have a conversation with them about what you're doing tomorrow or what you're doing tonight or something really exciting that's coming up. And you even get the urge to invite people out and invite them to come with you. And it makes it really easy. So that's why the first technique is to always have something that you're thinking about in the future that you're going to be bringing up towards the end of the conversation is an agreed upon activity. All right, so let's talk a little bit more in depth on the specifics, right? So technique number 2 is what I call baiting. So what that's going to sound like, well, first is basically towards the end of your interaction with somebody new, towards the end of your conversation with a stranger, what you're going to do is bring up something related to the topic of your chosen activity. So here are some examples. Do you guys like sushi, by the way? Or do you guys like going out on the lake and going boating, by the way? Or, hey, have you guys ever been to the new XYZ venue down the street, by the way? Or are you guys into, doing XYZ on the weekends? Or, by the way, have you guys ever done X, or have you ever done X? So again, you're just naturally and kind of organically towards the end of the conversation baiting it. So you're bringing up something related to the topic. Now they're going to give you some type of response like, yes, I've been there. No, I haven't. Yes, I like this. No, I don't like that. Right. Now, what you do next is technique number 3, which is what I call selling. All right. So, hey, do you guys like sushi, by the way? And the answer is more than likely yes, or sometimes it's no. But if it's a yes, you'd say, man, we've been going to this place called XYZ. I swear it is the best spot. Like, I'm totally addicted to it. It's really that good. Or if I were to casually bring up towards the end of the conversation, hey, do you guys like going out on the lake and boating, by the way? They might say no or yes, or I've never been, right? And I'd say, yeah, like we've been going out on so-and-so's boat every weekend, and it is such a fucking vibe. Like, I literally look forward to every single weekend getting out there and getting on the sandbar. It's that much fun. Or have you guys ever been to the new XYZ venue down the street before? Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. And then you go into, man, that place is crazy lit. Like, literally last time we went there, there was people like I think I saw a dude like rip his shirt off or something stupid. I don't know, but you guys definitely got to check it out sometime. All right. So now, after you've thrown out the bait, now you're going into selling. So you really want to increase the value of what you had just previously brought up. Now, technique number 4 is going to be suggestively closing. All right. So what we're going to do here is just suggest the idea of them joining us for the next time that we're going to be doing the thing. So, hey, actually, we're probably going to be going back to ABC again sometime pretty soon here. Like, honestly, maybe you guys should come with us next time we go. Or, yeah, we're actually going to be going back out to ABC this weekend. Maybe you guys should come with us sometime. All right. So it's actually that plain and simple, but that's how it sounds when you're properly closing somebody. And this goes for guys and it goes for women. So a couple of the logistical pieces at the end, after you get their buy-in, it's pretty straightforward. It's cool. Let's do numbers, or cool. Let's do Instagrams, or cool. We should stay in touch. Like, here, take my Instagram. So it's a very natural, and it's a very organic flow, so that it's not this big deal. You don't want to have these interactions where it's like this weird interaction and you're asking for the number and it took all of this like courage and bravery, and then you run off with it like it's some kind of trophy or something like that. So here's a couple of notes that you should definitely be aware of, right? Is you can actually create technique number 1. You can create a seed that does not yet exist. So for example, let's say that you really want to ideally at some point in the future, like create a massive like boat day, go out on somebody's boat, right? Somebody that you know, or maybe you don't know, you just know that that's something that you want to do sometime in the future. So what you can do is you can actually start to close people on the idea of doing that and begin to build up your list of people that you're eventually able to invite to go do that once you've established the resource that allows you to do it. So you could actually get a list, and then you can use that list to proposition somebody that has that resource, right? So if I go out and I don't know anybody that has a boat, or I don't have a boat myself, I can still go out and actually close people on the premise of all going boating sometime, get a contact list of 10 people, and then later on hold off on inviting them, but then find somebody or meet somebody, or even just cold message somebody from Instagram and just say, hey bro, like, blah, 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 blah. There's more on propositioning somebody for something in other material that I have, but then you can double back and you can use that list to network with other people, right? So that's one really important thing that I want to mention for you guys. And then the last thing is just make sure that after you close somebody, you stay in the interaction after you've got the contact info, right? So if you leave right after you get somebody's contact info, it kind of leaves this really like transactional type of experience or feeling. So what you want to do is make sure that after you've gotten the contact info, you want to stay in the interaction for at least another minute or two. And a really easy and good way to do that is just kind of quickly change topics and just bring up something else. Like, hey, by the way, like, does blah, 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 like ask them a question about something else, have a little bit of a separate, completely off topic interaction for maybe a minute or two after that. And then from there say, okay, anyways, pleasure meeting you. sounds like we'll be in touch sometime. See you around soon. Take care, right? So that's the way to do it. That's contact information closing mastery, guys. Hope that was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.